we tend to see this in zero-sum terms. What's good for China is not good for the United States, or what's good for the United States obviously is not going to be good for China. And so the two sides have developed a high level of mistrust of one another. The Chinese basically believe that we're using export controls and other kinds of restrictions to take control over these so-called choke point technologies. Technologies today that have become the building blocks of the future global economy, like semiconductors. We see that if the Chinese catch up in semiconductors, it's not only for their consumer electronics industry or computer industry, it matters also for their defense sector. And the threat may not be direct. It may be over something like Taiwan. It may be in the South China Sea. It also could affect their relationships with India, North-South Korea, etc., etc. So we are very concerned that a too quickly modernizing China could be antithetical to our national security interests. The U.S. has adopted a policy that says by denying China access to certain key technologies, we can maintain the distance in terms of technological capability. That's just simply not the case. We've seen most recently with advancements in Chinese chip technology as well as Chinese progress in AI and other areas that simply we're not going to hold them back. Never count the Chinese out. They may not get there in a linear fashion. There may be some discontinuities. There may be even some irregularities, but they're going to get there. So we would be foolish to count on denial as the essence of our strategic thrust towards China and believe that that's going to win out at the end of the day. What we need to do is we need to keep investing in our own technology, in our own innovation system. No one who's involved in the China game can deny that there are some risks inherent in working with the Chinese. China is not going to stop developing or modernizing its technology base, and it has both military and civilian concerns that are going to keep driving that. We've got to be very, very careful not to overemphasize the risks and understate the opportunities. If China is the most rapidly advancing scientific power in the world today next to us, then it is ludicrous for us to think about distancing ourselves from them. We need access to China because we need to avoid technological surprise. We need to be able to understand where China is in various fields so we can understand not only where they're making progress, but where there are emerging pockets of excellence in China and be able to tap into or plug into those and work with the Chinese rather than work against them. Because 1 + 1 can equal 3 in certain cases if we can effectively manage that bilateral relationship.